before I get started, y'all smash that like, that subscribe button. I'ma dive on black man, men period. This for any man. This for Caucasian. This for Hispanic, Japanese. It don't even matter. This for y'all. For you are looking to change in life, expect resistance. Expect resistance. Change bring resistance, and I'm finna break that down to you. I'm gonna show you why. Now, that don't mean just because the resistance is going to be there, that don't mean you shouldn't change. You should still change. You know the change is going to be better. Just expect resistance, because the grip don't want to lose you. The vice grip, whatever vice grip got you, it don't want to lose you. So it's going to tighten the grip more to not lose you. And I'm gonna just give y'all a little nugget of when I was going to make that change and that transition of the vice grip that I had. And this the thing, a lot of people don't even know. I don't put it out there like that, but I got a son. Remember, this was back in like 2000, and he was born in 2000. Just throw that out there. But and I got tired of my life, man. I was wilding out, drinking, clubbing. You name it, getting arrested, you name it. I was out there, man, and I began to look at myself, which every man should do. Every man should take a look in the mirror and decide, do you want to remain the same or do you want to change? But every man look at the situation. Are the position that you're in, is it going to hurt your kids? Is it going to hurt your family? And every man have to make a mature decision to say, hey, man, you know what? I need to change. Whether you might don't even want to change for yourself, but you got to think about your children. They didn't ask to come here. They didn't ask to be in this situation. And you got to look within yourself and say, hey, can I give them the best part of me the way that I am? That's what I had to do as a man. Got in church, gave my life to Christ, whatever. Life changed. Drinking, I wasn't drinking no more. Wasn't clubbing them no more. Wasn't chasing women. Wasn't sleeping around with women. I'm just this. I'm in church all the time. I'm just, getting it together. But the resistance of that was, I had a son. The force did not want me to raise my son the right way. Now keep in mind, before I got in church, I was drinking, I was drunk, I was sleeping with women, I was doing it all. I had zero problems with seeing my son. I could go get him when I wanted to, you pick him up when I wanted to, because the force didn't mind me seeing my son, as long as I can put the poison in me that I was putting off into myself, into my son. So that was the resistance, and that's the resistance I'm talking about. When I got in church, got in that word, changed my life, no drinking or whatever, it became harder and harder to raise my son. Different things was being used to where it was hard for me to see him. Everybody could see him, I couldn't. I was taking him to church. He had to go to church with me, and every time moved up a level of change, the resistance got stronger. So when I got my own apartment, it started, I'm doing better for myself. And like I said, I'm still walking the walk. The resistance got a little bit harder. Then when I messed around and bought me a house by myself, my son had his own room. And keep in mind, he had a brother. I'm gonna throw this in there. He had a brother that I was taking care of my own, like he was my own, and loved him like he was my own. And I was doing this for both of them. And now I always had the kids with me, my nieces, nephew, and all of them. And the force got even greater, because the force was saying, you're not going to inspire these kids the right way. You're not going to raise these children the right way. We want you to put in these children what you had in you at first, but now since you don't got it no more, We cannot let these children be influenced by you. Teaching them about God and all that stuff. You taking them to church with you. You teaching them boys how to be well-mannered, respectful men, and the proper things with them to make them out of young men. Of course, it's going to come against you. Now, as long as you smoking weed, getting high around your sons, you still sleeping with the mom and all that, I wasn't doing none of that. And that's why the force got greater. When I bought my house, the force got even greater. You know, and I don't say no names, I don't do it, you know, but I understand what the force is, and that's why I'm trying to tell you. Anytime as a young black man, or a man, period, whether you Hispanic, whether you Caucasian, if you start trying to walk in the right direction, it's gonna be a force. It's gonna be a force, and some of the force is going to use the kids to where it's gonna say, well, you know, if you change, you're not going to be able to do this, or you're not going to be able to do that. You know, it's going to use your the one thing about the force, it uses the things you love against you the most. So, with that being said, as a young man, do not, you know, still change, man. Changing is the best, because regardless of what the enemy try to do, you still got to change yourself to better you. But at the same time, you need your children to see a better you. And one thing about my son, you know, when I got in church, I wasn't cursing, wasn't drinking, none of that. God took all of that way. I owe that to him. And I've been clean from drinking almost 20 years. And my son probably don't ever remember me even cursing, because he was so young the last time I cursed. He don't know none of this. My son can't recall me drunk. He can't recall that. And why did I do this stuff? I did this stuff not only because I wanted a better life for myself, but I wanted to be a better example for my son, to when he saw me, he didn't see none of this in me. And my son can't, no matter what he would try to say within himself, he could never tell you he seen none of this. Now, he might have been brainwashed. I know he was that, you know, mind control or whatever. That goes on. We understand that. On my end, he can never say that, because he was, I think my son he was probably a year and a half when I got, you know, when the Lord delivered me from all that. So what I'm trying to say, man, is expect resistance with change. Whenever you trying to change and moving it, but don't let it stop you from moving in the right direction. One of the best things I ever did, getting into the body of Christ, man, and letting him take those addictions away from me, the drinking, the getting in trouble, haven't had a drink since, clear mind. And I'm gonna tell you something, when you don't have a clear mind, that's what causes you to do those things. I would never even had a son out of wedlock had I been in my right mind. Especially by, you know, somebody that I probably didn't want to be with. And that can be part of your resistance. That can be part of your resistance. And I don't ever mention names, try to tell nobody that. I'm just speaking on my end. And, you know, think about those things before you do what you do, man. But as a man, you got to come to grips and decide, do you want to remain the same or do you want to change? But change do come with resistance. But in the end, you're going to stand tall because of the change. So don't let that discourage you from changing. Don't let nobody around you. If you have to leave some people to be a better example for your kids, do it. I'm out, man. Hit that like, subscribe button.